'cause I like to make you smile, smile, smile. This is truly an iconic line of Pinkie Pie from one of the earlier seasons of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. But what if I told you that this seemingly innocuous and very sweet line has a deeper meaning and reveals a lot more about her character than one might think? Let's discuss.
My sisters and I were raised on a rock farm outside of Ponyville. We spent our days working the fields. There was no talking. There was no smiling. There were only rocks.
To understand Pinkie Pie's interactions with the world, we must first go back before Ponyville, back to the rock farm. Her family was shown to be quite neglectful of social needs, and emotional needs as well. Pinkie Pie did not play, nor did she really interact with people, especially peers. She was shown in Cutie Mark Chronicles before the sonic boom to do as her family. She did not speak, she did not smile, all she did was farm rocks every single day. That is detrimental to a child's development. Children need play to learn about the world, to learn about themselves, and she did not get that crucial social and play development. I would say that's traumatizing. That can fundamentally change how you interact with the world and how you develop, especially as a child. I would make the argument that her family was neglectful, not by not feeding her, but by ignoring her, not giving her the opportunities a child needs to flourish. Even if she looks fine now, that trauma very clearly carried on into how she interacts with the world now as a young adult. As we see her in Ponyville, she goes out of her way to constantly gain the validation of those around her. Constantly she fears not being good enough, like in Pinkie's Pride when she's outdone by Weird Al, Baby Cakes when she bites off more than she can chew and questions her ability to create parties, and in Wonderbolt's Academy, where she worries that Rainbow Dash will forget her and all of her friends. She also struggles with her identity, most likely due to being so isolated and different from the rest of her family, especially after the sonic boom.
In the name of Pink, knock it off! To Ponyville, everyone! Follow me!
In Too Many Pinkie Pies, she is seen to have a very big identity crisis, not knowing if she's the real Pinkie Pie, nor knowing if she's good enough to be the real Pinkie Pie. And that really speaks a lot to how she views herself and how she worries people around her view.
Oh, they're not so bad.
Of course, we cannot talk about Pinkie Pie's trauma responses without talking about the paranoid shutoff that is Pinkamania. Pinkamania is a product of when Pinkie Pie becomes very scared. She becomes overly paranoid and really does believe that her family and friends do not love her, nor do they love her parties. This is probably something she learned as a child. She very much resembles a lot of her childhood family, and that can speak to maybe she is so used to being pushed and suppressed that when she gets to thinking that people do not like her the way she is, she will change herself to become the rock farmer that her family expected her to be.
From these happy friends of mine.
That's my song!
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Pinkie Pie is a product of her environment, a character made to gain the love and admiration of those around her. And even as the story progresses and she grows to a beautiful older woman, including having a kid with Weird Al Yankovic himself, she is constantly shown in the beginning to be struggling with her self-identity and her self. It is clear to me that Pinkie Pie is a victim of trauma. It is clear that she was traumatized as a child due to her neglected family, and that she is still suffering from those effects today. Thank you.
Just what